Namaste, yogis. Thanks for tuning in today. My name's Nick, and we're going to get right into things. So if you have any props that you want to practice with, grab them and place them towards the front of your mat where you'll be able to reach them, but they won't be in your way while we practice. Find your way to a seated position. Whether you're on your shins or you're cross-legged, close your eyes. Press down into both of your sitting bones. Lift up through the crown of your head. And feel a little bit of exaggeration there. Try to maintain the length, but relax. So let your elbows and your shoulders get heavy. Forehead and jaw relaxed, loose. And start to zoom in on your breath. Deepen your breath. But let there still be a calm and relaxing quality to it. As you inhale, allow the belly to relax so you can fully expand. And as you exhale, consciously contract your abdomen so that you can fully empty. And for today's practice, rather than setting an intention or creating a goal, let go of all of that. So clear any expectations you have for yourself. And instead, just be present to what shows up. Of course, some days it's good to practice with a goal in mind or to have a specific desired effect. But for this practice, just be present. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then come up onto your hands and your knees. Start to warm up the wrists. Spread your fingers wide. And keep the roots of your knuckles connected so the base of your fingers are going to stay on the floor. Just this part of your hand, the heel of the hand, is going to lift up. So without the shoulder position changing, right, find a little bit of protraction. Lift the left heel of the hand up about 1 inch. Place it down. And then lift right heel of the hand up about 1 inch. Place it down. Now go for a little walk back and forth. So I pretty much always like to warm up the wrists at the beginning of a Vinyasa practice, especially where we'll be on the hands a lot. There was a point in time where my wrists were very fragile, and doing a Vinyasa practice was next to impossible with all the things that would have to be done on the hands. And I found by just working on them a little bit more, this really, in my opinion, saved me and allowed me to keep practicing and doing the things that I love doing on the mat. Go for another 3, 2, 1, and then rest for a moment. If that was challenging, you're going to keep doing that. Otherwise, lift both heels of the hands up and lower down. Right? And do that a bunch of times. So you don't have to go really fast. Actually, the faster you go, probably the more that it'll start to light everything up, which isn't terrible. And then the more that you lean back, the easier this will be, whereas the more you lean forward, the more difficult it will be. Let's go for 3. 2, make sure you're still breathing consciously. And then on 1, give it a shake. Point your fingers back towards your knees. And if this is difficult, hands closer to your knees. Tuck the toes and lean back as much as you can. Maybe your seat comes to your heels, maybe it doesn't. Lengthen the tailbone back, the chest forward, and pause here. I'm stretching out those tissues we just contracted. You could even make this a little bit more dynamic by bending the elbows one at a time. Maybe even swaying your arms from side to side a little bit. Feel free to explore. And then release. One more time, give the hands a shake. And then push the floor away from you. Reach your right leg back behind you. While you do this, keep your left hip hugging in. On an inhale, think cow pose. Arch the spine. Lift the right heel up while keeping your core engaged. And then exhale, round the spine, think cat. If you want a little bit more, you can hover your left knee up off the mat. Inhale, right foot reaches back and up, chest reaches forward, sides of the neck long. Exhale, knee into chest, maybe hover left knee around the upper back. Again, extend back, inhale. Pull in towards your center, exhale. Extend, inhale. Round, exhale. One more time, extend, inhale. Round, exhale. Then extend back, set your right toes down onto the floor. Come into a modified side plank. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. And for this one, push the floor away. Let your right arm open up to the space behind you just a touch. Nice deep breath in. Easy breath out. And circle your right arm back down towards the floor. Circle your right knee down towards the floor. Immediately change sides. Left leg reaches back behind you. Hug the right hip in and take an inhale. Lift the heel. Reach the chest forward. Exhale. Left knee into your chest. Again, you can hover right knee to make it a little bit more challenging. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round and compress. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round and compress. Two more. Inhale, extend. Keep the sides of your neck long here. Exhale, round and compress. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, compress. Extend back on the inhale. Set the left toes down. Spin open into a side plank. Maintain the push through your right hand, but let your left arm be a little lazy and fall back. Sides of the neck stay long. Deep inhale. And easy exhale. Circle the left arm back down towards the floor. Lower the left knee down towards the floor. Shift forward and come all the way down to your stomach. And then take the hands out wide, rise onto your fingertips. Inhale, cobra on fingertips. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra on fingertips. Exhale, lower down. Once more. Then walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Knees can be down or up. Push into the hands. Straighten out through the arms. Plank pose. And then shift back into downward facing dog. Brief moment here to either pause and be steady, or to move around and wiggle in any way that you like. And maintain a firm anchor through your hands. Strong lift through your hips, and a reaching back through your inner thighs. Relax your neck and take one more inhale. One more exhale. Rise onto your toes. Walk your feet forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold and bend the knees. Let your arms drape down. Take an inhale here in this rounded forward fold. And then as you exhale, sit your hips a little lower and start to roll up, one vertebrae at a time. And perfectly fine if that takes you longer than the exhale. And breathe again if you need to. Situate yourself in mountain pose. You can have your hands by your sides or hands at your heart. And we'll do a couple of rounds of lunging salutations to warm up. So feet hip distance apart for this. If you really want to do your feet together, have at it. But I find it's a little bit more advantageous to have the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Fold forward, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Right foot steps to the back of the mat, exhale. Inhale, step left foot to the back of the mat. Lower down on the exhale. Inhale into a cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Step your right foot by your right thumb, exhale. Left foot comes forward as well. Inhale, flatten the back. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Refold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen forward. Left foot to the back of the mat, exhale. Plank, inhale. Body in one line, lower down, exhale. Cobra pose, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left leg reaches up and back, inhale. Step left foot forward, exhale. Right foot forward, inhale. Fold, exhale. Stretch up to stand, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach your chest and ribcage forward. Exhale, right foot to the back of the mat. Plank pose. Inhale, left foot to the back of the mat. Exhale, all the way or halfway. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg up, inhale. Step right foot forward, exhale. Step left foot forward and inhale, flat back. Fold, exhale. Reach up as you stand, inhale. Refold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen forward. Left foot back, gracefully exhale. Plank pose, glide the right foot back, inhale. And lower down, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up, inhale. Step left foot forward, exhale. Step right foot forward and inhale. Fold forehead towards the shins, exhale. All the way up, inhale. Reach through your fingertips. Hands to heart, exhale. One more round, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Right foot back. Let's do a high lunge this time on the exhale. Use the inhale to come up. Press strongly into your feet. Hands to the mat, exhale. Set up plank pose. Inhale in plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curve the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg up, inhale. High lunge, step the right foot forward, exhale. Push into your feet to come up. Inhale. Hands to the mat, step forward, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Refold, exhale. All the way up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Lengthen the spine forward, inhale. Step left foot to the back of the mat as you exhale, high lunge. Strong feet rise as you up, inhale. Hands to the floor, exhale. Plank pose, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Inhale, curve the spine. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg up, inhale. Step left foot forward, exhale. High lunge. Inhale, come up. Hands to the floor, right foot forward, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Now keep your feet hip distance apart or bring them back to hip distance apart. Come into chair pose and keep your hands at your heart. We're going to do a couple of prayer twists in practice today. So to modify that, check it out here. Left elbow, instead of crossing the midline, we'll go to the inside of the left knee. Squeeze your knee and your elbow together. Reach your chest forward. And then without moving your hips, start to turn your chest to the right. Push strongly into both your hands and both of your feet. Use your inhales to encourage more space in the spine. And your exhales to encourage more rotation. One more breath here. Good. Turn the body to face down. Rise the spine back up on an inhale. And then wash that out with a fold exhale. Flat back inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, hands to heart, inhale. Right elbow inside of right knee, exhale. So again, firm your right elbow, right knee together. Without your hips, so hips are going to want to shoot off to the right here, so hug the right hip in. Send the chest forward, push strongly into both your hands and your feet. And allow the breath to help you move deeper into the pose. One more inhale. One more exhale. Upright the spine, inhale, stretch the arms. Fold forward on the exhale. Flat back, inhale. And then to down dog on the exhale. If you want to take a vinyasa here, go ahead and take a vinyasa. Let's begin our flow. Right leg up towards the sky, inhale, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward to the front of the mat on the exhale. Ground into the feet, stretch up, inhale. Prayer twist on your exhale. Left elbow crosses your right thigh. Press into the palms, lift the chest up. Hug your right hip in. Lean your torso forward. And strongly press into both of your feet and hands, even here. Left elbow resists the right knee and right elbow. Left elbow resists the right knee and right knee resists the left elbow. That's what's going to help bring the chest closer to your thumbs. Good, now take your gaze down towards the floor. Lean forward into the right leg and step the left foot forward. Now at this point you need to go back into that modified prayer twist. Come into it here. Otherwise, press right elbow, knee together. Left elbow, right knee together. Can't seem to get that right. Hug your right hip in. Reach the chest forward and breathe. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Find chair pose on the inhale, stretch up. And then fold forward on the exhale. Flat back, inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, step the left foot back, so we're still on that right leg. Back heel spins down to the floor. Warrior two. Find your legs, so back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Right leg shooting straight ahead. Take an inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose. I'll start with the modification. Right elbow to the right knee. Left arm up towards the sky. Even here, both of your feet stamp down into the floor. Drop the right hip low and peel the chest open. Reach up long through your left fingers and try not to be too heavy in this right arm. Just a little bit, press it down to spin the chest open more. 2 more breaths. Good, now look down to the floor, lower your left hand to the mat. At this point, feel free to lower the left knee down to the floor, take a modified side plank like we did earlier in class. Those of you that want to, stay on the left toes, roll to the pinky side of the foot, and step your right foot back to stack. As an intermediate from those two, right foot can go on the floor in front of you. Press down into your left hand, reach up through your right fingers, and breathe. Lean the head back slightly. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower right hand to the floor. 3-legged dog, right leg goes up towards the sky. And a pigeon pose on your exhale, right shin to the front of the mat. Walk the left toes back. Come up onto your fingertips here and try to keep a little bit of pressure down into your legs. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward. Rise back up on the inhale. Fold forward on the exhale. Keep the spine straight. One more like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Rise up on the inhale. And plant the hands down. 3-legged dog. Right leg goes up and back. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Stay right here. Spin your left armpit more up and right armpit more down. So you try to keep the shoulders level. Push through your heel. Maybe even peek underneath the left armpit to see the right heel. Nice, so lower your right foot down to the floor, downward facing dog. Plank pose on an inhale. Lower down, exhale. Maybe come all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up to the sky, inhale. Step left foot forward, exhale, high lunge. Inhale, press into the feet to rise up. Exhale, twist right elbow outside of your left thigh. Join the hands together, prayer. Lift your chest up. So again, here, hug your left hip in. Keep right thigh lifted, but see if you can drop left hip lower. Push strongly into both of your feet and your hands. And now your right elbow and left knee resist one another to help bring the chest closer to your thumbs. Take your gaze down, lean forward, step your right foot next to your left. So the feet are together if you're in this chair pose. Otherwise, feet apart, and you can go elbow to the inside of the same leg. Shoot the butt back, push the feet down, and keep resisting elbow and knee down on the bottom. One more breath in, and one more breath out. Inhale through chair pose, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Flatten the back, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Warrior two. Back heel to the floor. Open up. So then bend deeply into your left knee and reach your knee in the direction of your toes. Stamp right foot down, lengthen through your fingertips. And of course, while we're doing the work here, try to maintain a quality of ease in your breath. Side angle pose, left elbow to the left thigh, right arm up towards the sky. Keep sitting down into the left hip. And as your hip gets lower, push down more into your left foot. Reach up through the right hand, open across your chest. And if it's okay for your neck, you can lean the skull back and bring your chin towards your shoulder so your drishti is your right thumb. Last breath in. Stay for the exhale. Gaze comes down, right hand lowers to the floor. Wave your left arm up towards the sky and transition to side plank. So again, you can modify here. I'll do that with you. Right knee down to the floor. But if the other variations feel good, take the other variations. Push the mat away. Get long through your left fingers. 2. And 1. Lower the left hand down to the mat. So now your left leg is going back and up for a three-legged dog. Left shin to the front of the mat, pigeon pose. We'll go the right leg back. And find a little bit of pressure down into your feet here. Don't worry too much if your hips don't get that low. Rise up onto your fingertips with an inhale. And with a straight spine, fold forward, exhale. Press back up, inhale. Lower down, exhale. One more time, rise up, inhale. And lower down, exhale. Press yourself up as you inhale. And reposition for three-legged dog on the exhale. Left leg will go up and back. Bend the knee. Flex the left foot. So spin left armpit down this time. Lift your right armpit up a little bit. And then push through your left heel. So you're trying to rotate more in the lower half of your body. Let's step your left foot down towards the floor. Down dog. Inhale forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bends. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in down dog. Stay right where you are. Or to level it down a bit, come into a child's pose. 4. 3. So while you're here, we're going to repeat that same flow 2 more times and add on some more advanced variations, if you will. If you were happy with the flow that we just did, repeat it 2 more times, and what you're going to do is continue to create more strength, awareness, and stability in these postures by repeating them. But on the other hand, if you want to add on, we'll add on. Find your way into downward facing dog. Right leg up towards the sky on the inhale, three-legged dog. Stay in down dog, or we'll do a knee to chest, plank pose, exhale. Everyone meets in three-legged dog, inhale. Step right foot forward on the exhale, high lunge. Sweep the arms up overhead as you inhale. Twist to your right on the exhale. look down to the front of the mat, lean forward, and either step your left foot forward or see if you can float the left leg and pull the left knee in like you want your left knee to touch your left shoulder. And you can hang out there for a couple of breaths, squeeze the left heel to the butt, and then drop the butt down to the left heel. Another breath in. See if you can get the rotation back. Another breath out. Chair pose. Drop the seat and inhale here. Now stay in chair pose or exhale, rise onto your toes, and see if you can sit your hips down low. Ideally not resting all the way down. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we're trying to add on, so hover the hips up a bit. Squeeze your legs together. Stretch up or forward through your arms. Take an inhale, click your inner ankles together. And then exhale, fold forward. Flat back, inhale. Left foot to the back of the mat as you exhale. Back heel to the floor. Come up to warrior two. Take an inhale here. And exhale into side ankle. So again, right elbow can go to right thigh, or you can go right arm down to the floor. Option here to add in the half bind, even if you're on elbow to thigh, or if you can, add in the full bind, right arm underneath. Reach for your left wrist. Roll the shoulder back. And of course, if you know a balancing pose here, feel free to take it. Let's stay for another 3, 2. One more breath. 1, left hand down towards the floor, come onto the left toes. Right leg's gonna step back into a side plank, or the right toes are gonna come to the floor behind you for wild thing. Reach your left big toe down towards the floor. So here you want your left leg straight and your right knee bent. Now, your choice. Either use your right hand or don't. You can return back to a 3-legged dog, or draw your knee into your chest. Set the top of the right foot down, and then as gently as you can, set your right knee down, coming into pigeon. Rise up onto your fingertips, a little bit different here. Rather than setting your hips low, push your feet down, lift your hips up. Hug your right hip back. Hug your left hip forward. A little bit stronger here. Hands off the floor, keep pushing down and squeezing in. Otherwise, stay with me here at the fingertips. Now, even if your fingertips are on the floor, you're still working hard on the legs pushing down. 3, 2, 1. 3-legged dog. Right leg goes up and back on the inhale. Then here again, you'll bend the knee, stay in 3-legged dog, or lower the foot to the floor behind you. Spin the toes to point back, and then drop the seat. Level out through the feet first, and then push your hips up. Stretch your right hand forward. See if you can get both of your hips up to the same height. Really active in your heels here. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, right hand to the floor. Down dog or a 3-legged dog. Come forward to plank pose. And here you can set your right toes on the back of your left leg. Take a push up. And then a little back bend on the inhale. Squeeze your legs together. Down dog on the exhale. Reach the right foot down to the floor. Left leg up towards the sky, inhale. Stay here or knee to chest, exhale. 3-legged dog, inhale. Step to high lunge on the exhale. Arms up, inhale. Prayer twist on the exhale. And then from here again, lean forward. Look forward. We're skipping the prayer twist, high lunge, and coming right into prayer twist, chair pose. Either set your right foot down or hover it. Hug your left hip in. Squeeze right heel to the butt, and try to drop your butt down lower to your right heel. Open up the chest and keep pressing elbow knee together. One more inhale. One more exhale. Right foot down if it's lifted. Chair pose, inhale. Toe stand on the exhale. Again, ideally not all the way down to your heels. If you absolutely need to, you can go down to your heels. But try to add in just a little bit more. Give it your all, but let go of expectation. Take an inhale, and then use your exhale to fold forward. Inhale, flatten the back. Exhale, right foot to the back of the mat. Warrior two. Come up on the inhale. And then exhale, side angle. Forearm to thigh. Or take it lower, left arm down to the floor, right arm to the sky. Some of you might even be keen with the bind. Set it up. Breathe. And take 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Right hand down towards the floor. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Step your left foot back behind you. Or take any of the other side plank variations. Right hand pushes the floor away. Right hip reaches up. Left hand towards the sky. Now you know where we're going, into pigeon pose. Pull your left knee into your chest. So top of the left foot down onto the floor. And then lower your left knee to the mat. It's not graceful getting into pigeon like that, but definitely makes for an interesting time. And rather than sinking your hips low here, push the legs down, squeeze your left hip back, and try to draw your right leg forward. Be high on the hips, light on the fingers, or take the hands off completely. Again, you're only here for 3 breaths, so give it what you have to give. 3, 2, and then on 1, hands to the mat, 3-legged dog. Left leg goes up towards the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Lower the left foot to the floor if you're taking it. Drop the seat, and then parallel your feet so they're a little wider than your hips. Maintain that roll shoulder back. Puff up the chest. Reach the left hand forward. Stretch more through your left fingers. Lift the right hip a little higher and push a little harder into your right hand. Now spot the floor, left hand to the mat. Left leg up towards the sky. Left ankle to right ankle. 1-legged plank pose. Take a push up. And then lower the hips without coming into too much of a back bend. Use your core to pull up and back. Downward facing dog. So again, 5 breaths here in down dog. Or lower the knees, come into a child's pose. Or find a dolphin pose this time, so you can go wrists parallel or interlace your fingers. If you have an inversion, this is a great time to take it. 5 breaths. Now, whether you're doing an inversion, a down dog, a dolphin, or a child's pose, try to do it with your neck as relaxed as possible. Last 2. Last 1. All right, set your knees down onto the floor. Sit back for a moment. Before we go into this last round of flow, where we'll have even more variations to add in if you like, I'd just like to introduce you to kind of like a scissor switch kick in the legs as an option. So instead of just stepping your right foot forward from a 3-legged dog, you're going to have the option of hopping up into a very brief handstand and switching your legs in the air. So your right leg is going to start lifted like this. Left leg is going to bend, and then what you're going to do is hop your hips up and switch your legs in the air so the right foot lands and then the left foot steps back. So you're hopping up into a scissor and then switching legs midair. If that looks like nonsense, let it be nonsense. You're just going to step your right leg forward as your regular routine is going to go. Okay? So let's all come into down dog. Don't overthink that. If it seems interesting, you can add it in. If it seems crazy, then you just don't even worry about it. Right leg up towards the sky, inhale. Stay here or take a knee to your chest on your exhale. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee if you're hopping. And then exhale, right foot's going to come forward to the front of the mat. High lunge. Stretch the arms up overhead on the inhale. Prayer twist on the exhale. Lean forward on the inhale. And then either float your left leg or this time put your left foot down for a side crow. Hands go off to the right side of the mat. Gaze follows your right hand. Lean into your hands and lift the feet up. 3, 2, 1. We all return to chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, rise up onto your toes. Stay here in the tiptoe pose, or take your crow pose, hands to the floor, knees to the backs of the arms. Maybe the feet float, maybe they stay grounded. 1 more inhale. If you're in crow, stay, everyone else forward fold. Inhale, flatten the back. Now, left foot back. Those of you in crow pose, lower just to your right foot and step back into warrior 2. Inhale here in warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, modified, traditional, bound, or this time go right hand down onto the floor. Left hand outside of your right foot, lean into the right leg. Right arm, I'm sorry. And then if possible, you're going to extend your right leg forward, coming into Vishwamitrasana. So your hips low, push your right heel forward. 1 more inhale, and 1 more exhale. Set your left hand down onto the floor. Reach your right hand forward. Come into the wild thing. Maybe this time don't let your right foot touch. So lift the right foot up. Reach it toward your left wrist as you maintain a lift to your hips. And big inhale here. Then as you exhale, pull right knee into the chest. Set top of the foot down. Lower the right hand, lower the right knee. Now, lean your hips back and press down. Elevate up. Option is stay right here. If it's crazy at this point, which it is, option of forward fold. If you still want to go a little deeper, reach back for your left foot. Maybe give it a kick. And if you know deeper variations, you can take those. Slow down your breath now. 3, 2, 1. Both hands to the mat. Right leg up, inhale, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Drop the foot to the floor behind you. Spin your toes back. Spin your left hand in a little bit here. Lift the hips up. Rise onto your toes, and if you can, take it all the way around until your right hand can touch the floor. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Push the mat away with both of your hands and both of your feet. Now reverse that, flip the left fingers in, lean into your right hand, set it down, readjust for 3-legged dog, that's not graceful. Take your vinyasa, or go right knee to right tricep, lean forward and fly. Deep inhale, and on your exhale, vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. Whew. 2 breaths here. All right, left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog, inhale. Stay or knee to chest, exhale. 3-legged dog, inhale. Again, if you're switching, bend the right knee. Exhale, left foot comes forward to the front of the mat, one way or another. High lunge, inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, prayer twist. Lean forward on the inhale. Right foot forward, chair pose, prayer twist, hovering, or crow pose. Set it up. Lean in the direction of your fingers. 3, 2, 1. Come back to chair pose on your inhale. Tiptoe chair pose on the exhale, or crow pose. Adjust as you need to. Lean into your hands. Last breath for tiptoes. Forward fold or stay in crow. Flat back on the inhale, crow, put your left foot down. Exhale, everyone else, step right foot back. Warrior 2. The crow transition might require a little bit of this. Inhale in warrior 2. And then exhale, side angle. Supported, full, bound, or Vishwamitrasana. So sneak your left shoulder under your knee if you're going with me. Left hand flat on the floor, lean into your left hand and grab a hold of your foot with your right. You could even stay here or start to extend your left leg forward. Keep your hips low and breathe. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Right hand down to the floor. Roll to the pinky side of your right foot. Left foot back behind you. And again, it can touch, or it doesn't have to. Now, weight into your right leg. Top of left foot to the floor. Lower the left hand, and then the left knee. So again, pigeon pose, the hips a little lower. If you want to grab your right foot, go ahead. If you're not interested, fold forward. 3 deep breaths. One more. So if you have your back foot, no slingshotting, just release it down gracefully. Come into three-legged dog, and again, you can stay in three-legged dog or drop the foot to the floor behind you. Sit the butt down, spin your toes to point back. Now again, if you're going Urdhva, your right fingers are actually going to point in a little bit. Lift your hips up, rise onto your toes, look for the floor with your face, and then with your left hand. Hug your inner thighs together, be there for 3. For 2. And then on 1, reorient the right hand. Find three-legged dog on the inhale. One-legged vinyasa, vinyasa, or left knee, left upper arm. Fly the pose in the exhale. Breathe in there. And flow your way back. Whew. Deep breath in. Right into seated meditation. Drop your knees to the floor. I like sitting on the shins for right now. Feel free to sit any other way you like. Hands in your lap, hands on your thighs. Wherever they go, let them rest. Close your eyes. And if your breath and your heart rate are anything like mine, do the best that you can to use this meditation to return to homeostasis. Feel your heart beating. And encourage longer, slower breaths. And anytime you get distracted, simply redirect your attention to your breath, your heart rate. Maybe even the expanding and contracting of your belly. So if you're not already on your shins, go ahead and find your way onto your shins, and we'll do saddle pose from here. Kind of like hero, but opposite in the legs. So keep your toes together, move your knees wide. And of course, you could always prop your hips up as much as you need to, and even lean forward to take some pressure out of the pose in the knees. Otherwise, you can start to lean back. And what I like to do here is lift the hips up to touch, and think of reaching the tailbone forward, like you're trying to create a posterior pelvic tilt, and then keep that, set the hips down. That might already do the trick for your thighs. If not, you can start to lower your elbows down to the mat. If it's not cranky in your lower back, you can keep going down, but for most of us, elbows or higher will probably be good. Keep reaching your tailbone forward. And letting your back bottom ribs kind of settle down towards the floor. Do what's comfortable in your neck. Not that this pose is really comfortable for the neck, but do what's the least strenuous to you. Some of you may be falling back. If you're like me, maybe chin a little bit more tucked feels good. And so take your hands a little bit wider, push into your hands, lift your elbows up, and swing your legs straight out in front of you. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift up to the chest. And then walk forward as you exhale. So we'll keep the feet a little bit active, flex the feet, even try to wiggle your heels a little bit more forward. But you can keep your upper body more passive, just kind of let the elbows settle towards the floor. Meet yourself wherever you are. And a couple of long, slow breaths. And walk your hands in and use your arms to straighten your body out. Make sure you have some room behind you. And you could either grab your legs and roll back, or you could keep your feet forward, find a little bit of pulling in through your abdominals and slow roll back, using a little bit more control to get there. Neither is right or wrong. You just might appreciate one more than the other, right? Whatever the deal for today is. Once you're down there, you enjoy your right leg in. I like to shift the hips off to the right first, before dropping the leg over and coming into spinal twist. It's not a lot of cueing here now that we're cooling down. So use the empty space as a chance to really focus on relaxing with the help of your breath. With the help of the left hand, pull your right leg back up. Reposition your hips and give your right leg a little squeeze. Draw the left knee in to meet it. Extend your right leg forward, and then again, shift hips off to the left a little bit if that worked for you. And drop your leg over to the right. Another breath or two. And swing your hips back into the middle. Give the left leg a little squeeze. Bring your right leg in to meet your left. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, pull in tight. You might even lift your head and shoulders up. And then release out into Shavasana. Take up some space. Close your eyes. And allow the full weight of your body to melt down into the floor. Your right hand, your right arm, and your right shoulder heavy. your right hip, right thigh, calf and right foot heavy. Left foot, left calf, left thigh and hip heavy. Left hands, forearm, arm and shoulder heavy. Relax your belly and your chest. Release the entire spine from your tailbone to your neck. Relax your face. Relax your brain. And relax your heart. Allow yourself to go beyond your physical body now. Travel deeper within. Withdraw from your senses. So you find an easy, restful meditation. I'll leave you here to stay for as long as you'd like. Once you're finished, take your time getting up. And take your time as you transition back into wherever you're headed after this. Yoga is really powerful when we practice, but it's even more powerful when we bring the practice with us. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe if you have not already. And I hope to see you again very soon. Namaste.